Start. We're recording.
Okay.
Ready for battle.
Alright. No way they play Torb stuff. Don't tell me. There's no way.
Rough.
Do they actually?
This was third map, yeah. They were kind of trolling.
Out of the gate, I'd probably, in a regular match, I'd probably sub out both of these supports for BAP Zen.
Just on this map?
Yeah, just on this map. Just because it's like
Good to see you.
it's more beneficial on this map in particular to have like the ability to like hold super long angles, and it's easier to do that with like a Zen and BAP because they have like that like Discord, they have the window, they have like the pick potential with their damage, and reason like Mercy is better on other maps is because like she can deal with flankers, and you're not really getting flanked on this map. Like you're basically playing the same comp against each other, which is that long range poke. So it's about a BAP for a Zen, and then like you say, like you're starting out here, and you have like your shield up here, and you guys are just poking, and Zen is discording targets. Zen's discording, Stigma on his like if he's trying to rotate over to the right and he's taking a bunch of damage, maybe he has to use his suck.
Yeah.
And then when you back up, then you get to like this area, and while you're backing, I mean, BAP is just healing everyone. You set up here, and Zen's still continuing to poke. So I think it's better than the Mercy because you're like creating a more of an avenue for damage.
4, 3,
Yeah.
2,
I mean,
1.
we can kind of see what you're doing. You're never really gonna see a comp like this, so I don't.
Stop the
Against the comp itself, I mean, you just go over like decision making and stuff.
Yeah, I need to figure out like my game's like this pretty bad. Like I think we need to move back probably.
Yeah, let's see where everyone's playing in this relative
I feel
relative
we
to
were
where
really,
you are.
really split this game. Like I just felt like I don't know. Like I was trying to do one thing, our backline was doing another, and then our DPS were split. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a communication thing or what. I think it's more apparent on the defense.
So I think it's up to preference. I personally don't start up here. I just start right here because it's easier for me to rotate. Because what's gonna happen is like if I'm starting up here, I have to rotate back farther to get to this area. So I have to leave. I have to start rotating and stop my damage like earlier. Say if you're starting up here, you can start the rotate maybe when the car gets to here. But because you're playing up here, you have to start the rotate maybe when the car gets to like maybe like here. So you're getting like maybe like 500 to 600 less damage you could be getting in that like beginning poke. And it also helps your team rotate because you have the shield set up right here. So they're kind of like playing in this area, and as soon as it goes down, then they just kind of drop. So it kind of incentivizes them to play right here. So it's like an easy drop. So, yeah. I mean, you're never really going to see a rush comp on this. You're most likely going to see the Sigma mirror. So like what's the Sigma going to do? Like the Sigma is going to like try to kind of cross this gap and get over to you. So you can easily just do the same thing you're doing right now. Poke him from like here, and then poke him from this area still when he gets up here. So you can just start poking him through that doorway. So it kind of helps you with the rotate a little bit, so you're not kind of panicking to get away. And I mean, you won't ever see this like, this comp, but like still it still works in that scenario where like they're still trying to come up here and kind of force you away. So might as well just like be in a little bit better position to where you can still kind of poke them from here.
Yeah,
but, and you mean. Easy backup,
Yeah, and then they had to use a lot of resources because they had speed.
Yeah.
Like to get me out.
I think you can see what they have to use to help you. You have like Suzu's used. It doesn't help you, but it still was used. You has to use suck. Now the rotate isn't like you see. We're kind of split here because the rotate wasn't like planned out correctly. So like because you had to whack up here, and because the fight got chaotic too early. Then Murph is kind of like doing this, and then she's like, oh, where do I go now? And then Parker's coming up here. So if you guys have that kind of like set rotation, where I always remind my players, like at the beginning of the map, like All right, like even if I tell them a million times, like, all right, guys, we're reminding you of the rotation, right? We're starting here, and when the cart gets to the car, we back up and we hold this corner. Like every single time I tell them we play this map, even if they know it, like, even if I told them a million times.
Yes, thank you. I just need help with the defense, really. I don't know when to rotate on defense, so this helps.
Yeah, I mean, with Sigma particularly, the best time to rotate is earlier because it's hard for you to fight close up and it's hard for you to escape when they're close up because don't have a lot of movement abilities. So the best time to rotate is the earlier time. Like when if the carts get to here, if you're playing up here and you think they can just walk right by me, I need to start rotating. Or if you're playing up here and the cart gets to here and you're like, they might go under me. I should start rotating. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have to chase after people because you don't have any movement abilities.
Yeah.
Huh. I think this is not really your fault. Your team kind of has to help you get out. If you notice what happens here, I mean, the Mercy should be healing you right now. Absolutely. Boop should definitely be healing you and helping you get out. I mean, who's this? Is that Foxard on an ult? Okay. Foxard, sure, the damage boost is like fine, you can get a pick, but like most of the time you want to be able to like get into a fight even if you get a pick. So like if he picks someone and you die, you lose the fight probably, no matter what. So what happens is you keep Murph's trying to help you. I mean, she's giving as much healing as you can. Murph's just kind of like, watch what Murph does. I mean, I watch what Boop does. She starts like healing the full health Kiriko, and then you just die.
Maybe that was on accident, like Mercy, thingy being.
I don't know, but she should be on you when you're trying to rotate like that, especially if you're trying to escape. Like she should be on you. That resource should be with you just to be able to help you escape and like restart for a fight.
I think I used rock too early as well. But
I mean, they have a lot to deal with rock. They have, shield. They have 2 bubbles. They have May block and May wall and stuff like that. I mean, if you're facing a comp like this, the time I probably use rock the most is after you force out both bubbles, or if Genji's like deflecting right in front of your face. Other than that, I'd probably not try to waste it. I mean, most of the time, a lot of Sigma players will just kind of like throw rock out to just get damage.
yeah.
But you really want to use it when you can confirm the kill because you have the one-shot combo on DPS now and it supports. You kind of want to use it to where you can kind of catch someone off guard. Maybe if Genji walks up here, tries to get a kill, you can rock him and just one-shot him instead of just kind of throwing it out. Because what happens is then Zarya says, oh, now I don't have to worry about rock anymore. I'm just going to walk up and start using my bubbles if I have to and I don't have to worry about any like pushback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just be careful, especially Sigma's abilities because he's so vulnerable when he has none. You need to be able to like cycle them correctly and saying like, okay, I used rock. Maybe I should try to like stay a little bit passive for a second in case I have to use my suck. So then I can have rock back for when I get my sucks over or whatever. So you just have to like think about, using those abilities, sparingly. Good pick.
Das Universum singt
Oh.
vorbei!
Like Basha now. That was a good fight win. I will say, one thing you could probably do better is when you think about this matchup that you're playing, like the tank matchup, you always want to think like, how can I best like beat this tank? Like what counters this tank and how do I beat them? So you're playing Sigma, they're playing Zarya. What you want to probably do most cases is like get a little bit aggressive on her, force out a bubble, and keep the aggression. Don't like, into their team, but like keep the shield in her face and just keep the aggression. If you force both bubbles, then you're like, all right, I'm walking in. So you're just going to push your shield right into them and give your team the space because Zarya, Zarya shooting a shield is going to do nothing. So most of the time in these like stagnant fights, you can against this is like you're playing it like you're playing against another Sigma right now, where you're kind of like playing that poke. But against a Zarya, if you're focused on both bubbles out, I'm walking in, I'm pushing away, especially because they have Brig. Like, Brig is going to do nothing against that. You walk right into her, she's going to get killed. Like, Brig plays different now, where she's good when she doesn't take any damage and she's kind of like playing in the back line, rather than before where she kind of like was that brawl support. So, like, there's one bubble. Like, like, this is when you guys should have came in, because, they're low. And you get a lucky kill there. I would say it's probably a little bit lucky.
Definitely lucky.
What?
That was most definitely lucky.
Yeah, it was kind of a lucky shot that he got on them. In most cases, he's just kind of shooting into the backline, gets a headshot, and then you win the fight off of that. But I would probably just say, like, I would watch out for what the Zarya is doing. If she uses both of her bubbles, be like, all right, guys, I'm going to walk up, okay? I'm going to walk up on Zarya, and you want your team to walk up with you. And just kind of, like, deny that. Because then, when you push up on them, she has no bubbles. She's just gonna have to walk in behind your shield and take no heal and get no healing to like kill you or at least do some damage, or she's just gonna have to leave and you're gonna outpoke her when she's trying to escape.
Wait, does shield block Brig and Lucio healing?
Does what?
Does shield block Brig and Lucio healing?
Yes, it does.
They're AoE.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Shield blocks everything. Shield blocks beat. Shield blocks Zenyatta trans healing. It blocks a lot.
Does it have to be connected to the ground or no?
I don't know. I would assume so. I would assume so. Like if the shield, I would assume that like if you're at this incline and the shield is like up here, and there's like a spot right here out the ground, that she would still get the healing. But like if you throw the shield like this and it's on the ground, then if she walks by it, she's not getting any AoE healing. I don't even think Brig can throw her packs through the shield, to be honest. I'm unsure of that, but I would doubt it.
Who knows?
So they're gonna get aggressive on you, yeah.
Yeah. They use 2 and 3.
They use 2. They use the Brig and the I probably would have invested an ult into that fight to try to like sway that, especially since you might not even be able to recontest. I would probably, if they go in for say they go in for a Brig ult, which you really not see. I'd probably do like rush high noon. What that does is it allows you to like fight against the Brig ult at like an even pace, where you have, that you substitute
Tempo.
Yeah, like you match the tempo, right? Exactly. Where she has the healing, and I don't know if she has speed boost. I think she has speed boost still. She has the healing and the speed boost, and you guys have the speed boost and like the fire rate boost and the ability cooldown or whatever. So you can kind of fight at the same tempo. And what the McCree ult does is it hinders them from kind of pushing too far into with it. So like when you use the Kiriko ult and the Kree ult kind of is up here, like denying all this area, you're giving your team space to get value off the Kiriko ult, and you're also denying value for the rally like aggressively. Like you're making her play defensive with it, and because it doesn't give armor anymore, it just gives over health. It's the same thing as regular health, so it's not like they're taking reduced damage. So you can still kind of outpoke them with the rush. So don't be afraid, like in this scenario, especially if you're gonna give up a point. Like if it was like right here when they did it, like I'd be okay with it without using any ults. But especially since they're about to take a point, like I would absolutely invest 2 ults at least to try to win that fight. I don't know what that was. I don't know why she did that.
Oh, we called it, and then he bladed at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
That kind of looked like a reaction to me.
No, I gave a 3-2 what it. It happened
Okay, okay,
at the same time.
okay. Regardless, I mean, I talked to Murph, you know, a few times about, you know, the placement and where her team is located, you know, relative to where
Rushes.
the rush is. I mean, this is a bad rush. I mean, first of all, they're too far away to even get value off of it. Second off, like nobody gets value. You guys just immediately leave. So like I notice this every time I VOD where there are more rushes where you get no value than rushes that you get any value. Like especially from that last map that I watched on Paraiso, I think more than 50% of the rushes you guys used got no value because of either placement or people were dead or something like that. So like there's no value out of that. It's immediately wasted. I mean, you counter the I mean, you don't even need the rush to counter that. You just killed him. Right? I mean, he has a Zarya for help, but he doesn't have anybody to die with him. He doesn't have a monkey. He doesn't have, you know, an Ana nanoing him. He's just like fresh meat going to this backline, especially when you have, you know, Suzu and Rock and this the flashbang and everything like that. Like if he blades in like that, you immediately can just kind of like, you know, deal with him. You don't have to immediately invest in ult like that, just trying to like sway the fight like that. Just kind of like, you know, see what's going on, and you could definitely kill that guy. Like if it's nano blade with bubbles, I mean, that's a different story. But if it's just a dry blade and he dies immediately, I mean, easier. And you guys also invest way too many ults as well.
Yeah, well, it was like straight up one after we get a pick, right?
I mean, yes, right after you get that pick, that's a one fight. They either have to leave or they're gonna die. They have no backline pressure now that the Genji is dead. So you could just walk up with shield up and there's nothing they can do about it. Like there was no one is going to kill any of your supports now that the Genji is dead. So as soon as you get that kill, just call, all right, let's go up in front line. We don't even have to use rush. I mean, if you absolutely need to, if they're gonna fight that and you're critical, be like, all right, let's use rush to win this fight. But other than that, I mean, you guys use 3 ultimates on a winnable fight when they have 5 minutes left on the clock. So
I didn't even notice we used Valk there.
Yeah, and you use that as well. So there needs to be some like pre-fight ult planning at least. Like it's 9 times out of 10 your pre-fight ult plan's not going to work out, but at least you have that planned. Kind of, all right, at least we're going to try to use these ultimates so you don't over ult. And there needs to be like someone in the mid fight that like is calling what to do. You know, like Boop should not use her Valk like just randomly. I mean, in most cases, obviously it's up to her. If she is like confident that she needs it, then she should use it. But most cases in a regular fight, she should be asking like, should I Valk or do we need Valk or something like that? Just like to get the confirmation from the team, because someone will say no, right? Someone will say no, at least, and the Valk won't be used. So, I mean, if you want that to be your responsibility, like, I feel like you could do it, absolutely, where you're just kind of like saying like, I don't know, even if you tell her, just say hold Valk or something like that. Like if you're keeping track of what ults you guys have, like if you guys pick someone, you can say like hold ults, let's just try to win this regular or something like that. You know what I mean? So kind of like taking control of the team, because that's kind of what the tank is now, where you kind of take control of the team and kind of you're kind of the leader. You're the main person that kind of does it. That kind of does the main calming, all that stuff. You can work with your main support, which is what I do. On not on my, I play for 2 teams, on my regular collegiate team and then my tranquility team. My tranquility team, I work really well with my main support, and on my collegiate team, I kind of like go off of my main support. So like we both are calling in different scenarios. Like he'll call and something like that, and then I'll call like targets and stuff like that. But for my regular, with me and my main support, we're usually like talking to each other. Like this is what we're doing. Like should we do this? Yeah, sure, let's go. So I don't know. Try to encourage a little bit more communication between your team, like trying to use, when should I use ultimates? Should I use this? Should I not use this? Should we go this way? Should we do this? Just kind of like, so people don't use things without asking. People don't use things, out of the blue like that. Swap the Sombra. These guys are kind of just like,
Not so fast.
messing with you. What the hell just happened?
I missed.
Did you get javelined?
I missed.
You missed,
I
but how do you
did.
get up in the air? Did you? Oh,
Oh, I got hacked. But I missed.
no. Oh, you got hacked. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's go over that fight one more time and a little bit slower. We'll do 0.75. Okay, so obviously you don't know that they have a Sombra because she's invisible. So I'm not gonna blame you too much for that. But one thing you can do when you're using your Sig ult is position yourself to where you're not gonna die. So like if you're gonna use the Sig ult here in reaction to their rush, you probably want to play in a position further back with your team, like maybe like right here, and put your shield up. Put your shield up in front of you and then ult.
Yeah, I was trying to use the bridge to stop the spear.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just wait until she uses spear, then use ult. Like just kind of like bait her into using it, and then put your shield up in front of you, and put your shield up in front of you like this, and then ult right here, and then you're kind of like you're still getting the value, and then Murph can look to like Suzu you if you're getting hacked, if you're in the middle of a hack animation or something like that. I don't know, or like if you're about to get javelin or something. I mean, I know you don't know that this person is there, but what happens is you immediately start flying up into the air, which is a no for Sigmas, because mostly time you might get it's making it a little bit easier for them to like hack you or sleep you or javelin you or rock you or whatever, just because you're kind of going up in a linear motion up into the air and you're kind of like in this space. But if you're playing back here with the shield, like the Sombra has to dive off the map to try to off the high ground to try to hack you, and maybe she can get Suzu'd or you can get Suzu'd or something.
Barrier has been overwhelmed.
My rocks are pretty bad.
Yeah, so you see how you kind of use it just kind of off cooldown? You're like, oh, I have rock back, let me use it.
Barrier has been overwhelmed.
I mean, if you have rock, you can like take a little bit of an offensive here and maybe try to like rock him or rock her before she glides away, uses whatever you want to call it, whatever the shield bashes away.
Yeah.
Because instead, when you're using rock like that, you're kind of giving the Genji more space to work with, because you're kind of he doesn't have to worry about getting stunned like that. So you see how he's walking up and kind of just deflecting in your face? If you had rock, you could just rock his face. Also, you don't need to use that. You don't need to use suck for like kind of like you want to use it for when you're getting pressured, because then if you use it like that and now you don't have any more, now the Orisa should say like, let's go in now. He can't really stop me. He can't do anything about it. So because you can eat javelin and stuff. So yeah. I'd probably use it. You don't have to use it right now. You can use it when you're getting pressured. Yeah, like right now you kind of just use it, and then he dashes into you. Good instinct on the rock though, at least. I'll say that. After this ends, I'll go back to that part and give you guys a different way to play position wise. Once again, that was a good rock. I mean, you were trying to stop it from deflecting, so. Just don't think. You look like you're trying to flick it. Don't think too hard. Just kind of like put it in his direction. If he's AD spamming, you're probably still gonna hit him.
Okay.
Return to me.
So the shield trying to block them.
Yeah, I think you put it down before it ends.
Return to me.
You see how you put it down right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might not even have saved your Kiriko, but I mean,
It
it's
doesn't
just
block it.
It doesn't block it? Oh wait, yes,
No.
it goes through shields now. That is true. It was just buffed.
Yeah.
Okay. That is right. So it doesn't matter.
threw it out because it used to block shields, and then
Yeah, one thing about your shield that's a little bit better in Overwatch 2 is that you don't have to like. In most cases, you don't really have to. If you're playing correct positionally, you don't really have to like bring the shield back when it's below half health. I usually just let it die or wait till it gets like to 50. Like, because in most cases, I'm going to continue. It only has a 4-second cooldown, and by the time the 4-second cooldown's over, it has half health back on when the shield has half health again. So I just kind of like, when I'm poking or kind of in the middle of a fight, I just kind of use it and just wait until it gets destroyed. You don't really like you don't really have to conserve shield health, in this game as much as you did in Overwatch 1. Okay, so we're getting ulted a lot here. They use 3 ults, basically 4 because he gets destroyed. Yeah.
The payload is approaching.
Get a touch. Good rock at least. Yeah, kind of just getting rolled. So the reason you guys lose that last fight here is this was closer than you thought. This round was much closer than you thought. I mean, these guys were 3.8, right? You said?
I'd say like 3.6, 3.7.
Okay, I would say they don't. I would say they don't play like a 3.7 team at least from what I've been scrimming, because we usually scrim about 3.8, 3.9 for collegiate. So we see teams like this, and these guys don't really know how to get aggressive on a Sigma when they're playing Orisa. So here, let's go back to this, to here. Okay. So there's a different way you guys can play this positionally to kind of help you deal with this comp they're playing. So they're playing, you know, Orisa with Genji and Sombra, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really work, but what the comp essentially is doing is Orisa is going to try to get aggressive on you, whoever's playing frontline, while Genji she's kind of distracting for Genji to try to get a kill or something like that, or distracting for Sombra. So what you want to do is you want to deny Orisa all value. I would put everybody up here. I would have, let's see, what are you guys doing? Okay, so I'd have you up here with shield up. I'd have Sojourn. I'd have maybe Mercy. Maybe McCree plays like over here or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe all 5 of you guys play up here and just continue to poke on them. Because it's different because you're not playing a regular poke comp. You're playing this, you guys just play up here, all poke down on them. The Orisa is just going to take damage. I mean, she can't do anything. She can't run at you. She's just going to have to use her abilities to keep herself from dying. The Brig's not going to get any value. The Lucio's not going to get any value. He can't speed anybody. They have to go high ground. And once they go high ground, they're off cart. Then you can back up like this, keep getting to back up. And now you have this huge lane to fight them in again, where they have to like push into you. And Genji as well. I mean, if Genji comes up here and tries to kill somebody, he's dead. Like, there's nothing he can do. If he tries to dash into you or blade into you, you can just rock him. You can flashbang him. You can use your Sojourn nade on you guys. And then what happens is once the cart gets here, once the cart gets to about here, you can do one of 2 things. You can either drop with like Kiriko or something and have everyone else go over here, have like Sojourn go over here or something with Mercy and have McCree down here. Or you guys can all just rotate over here and start poking from over here and have you drop right here. And now everyone's up here poking down. Everyone's right here. And you're right here, holding the space. Because what happens is you guys kind of play in this kind of linear fashion where you just kind of like shoot at them from the low ground and don't really think about anything else. And they just keep like aggressing on you, and they just keep kind of like stopping you from getting any poke value. And you continue to have to back up. And then they just out-ult you because they're saving ults because of that.
Yeah, we are down bad. We have nothing. We have 1 ult compared to their 3, 4.
I mean, I also like as soon as Boop sees that this guy uses ult, that this Brig uses ult, she should immediately react with hers. In my opinion, I mean, we're getting to the last fights here. You're gonna have to use that. I mean, do you even use it? I think you use it like way at the end. Like as soon as she ults, immediately she ults and damage just everyone, and they just kind of try to poke her down before she can get value, something like that. So I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh yeah. Okay, so Murph, one thing you can do is the thing is not going to kill you right away. You can wait a good 1.5 seconds. If you are getting Orisa ulted, Murph, walk in one direction. So like walk this way from the Orisa and use your Kiriko Suzu like right here. Wait a second because it has to get to 200% damage in order to kill you, in order to one-shot you. So just use it like a second into that and you will walk right out of it instead of dying. Don't have to use it right away. If you use it right away, you're going to die. Absolutely. Unless you have TP, which you did, but you didn't TP. But yeah, you definitely wouldn't have died there. But you guys use rush when you're down, so I mean, it's another one with no value. Also, against that comp, Zen and Bap would probably be really good with all that poke you guys can have from them, like I mentioned before.
Complete.
Okay.
Initiating. Ready.
You're playing
for battle.
Ball, Brig, Zen, Tracer. Okay.
Stop the payload.
A good dive on him. You guys didn't notice they had the ball. This first fight, you have to adapt after this next fight. I mean, you weren't ready for that, so that's totally fine. Next fight, we have to adapt. Good pick.
Disrupting.
Pick again. Good rock.
I was giving Aiden for
You
him.
look you were meant for the. That looks like that was meant for the Zen.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, no matter what, he killed him. So say it was a good rock. Also, this guy spent so much time invisible.
Well, what is he meant to do here? Like, his team's all...
I mean, like, he's scouting, but he spends a lot of time invisible as well. Just like I would probably, if I was him, because your team isn't ready for the fight yet, I would like hack him and try to just get ult charge and then TPO and then go back in after, because the team isn't ready for a fight. So
you can just poke.
yeah, just like maybe he can get like 10% ult charge and leave. Also, what the fuck is this ball doing? Good. Good peel.
Clear out.
You guys are doing a really good job at dealing with their dive. So I will say. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would say don't suck there. Just like continuously try to kill him. He's not gonna do any damage to you, so you're not gonna get any suck value off of that. So just try to kill him. Good rock. Another good rock.
All three.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Nice.
Apagando las luces.
Okay.
How will we lose this fight?
I
Oh, wait,
mean, I mean, they EMP'd.
Team kill.
Not sure why, but they did. They just wanted to stop momentum, I guess.
I think they did. I think they were trying to contest and they just like gave it up.
Maybe. I mean, he used it.
Here's where it gets
He used it
rough.
like 5-6 seconds after you guys took the point, so I don't know. I think what they wanted to do was they wanted to do it. They did it because they wanted to like retake momentum and kind of set up for another dive instead of having to like scramble.
Yeah, this is where I think we start splitting really bad. I shouldn't even try to rock that.
Wait until he lands to try to rock him. Most of the time, it's like, of course you can rock him, but it's not happening too much. Good pick.
So it gets split. Yeah, this is where I think we just split like really bad. Like we just have two different ideas that we're executing.
So right here, this is fine comp. You just have to play 2 and 2, 3. So you have like these guys play together, and you guys have to play together with Murph. You guys just have to kind of play as one, and make space for them to poke. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's another rush that you get no value out of. This is like I mean this in like, and I know Murph will watch this because she watches all of them. Like I mean this in the most polite, genuine way possible. Like this is very much affecting the team. Is that we can't get value off of this ultimate. This is so powerful, fight winning ultimate. We need to get value off of this. So we need to work on, using it in the right times, in the right space, maybe go, something I can offer you to do, Murph, is like, go into a custom game with infinite ult, and just kind of like walk across these things and say like, and like, just get familiar with the range, right? And where you're placing it. So like, what's the difference between using it right here and right here? A lot. Like, right? Because like it probably lasts, it's probably like this long. So if you use it right here, you're getting it up to here. If you use it right here, you're getting it up to here. And that gives you a little bit more space to work with. It gives it that kind of poke right here. But what if you used it at this angle right here? Now you get all this to work with. So just kind of like when you go into this tournament, there's a lot of tough teams. I mean, obviously, so you guys, stuff like this that can be easily corrected needs to be corrected. So, or if you guys are going to do well in the tournament, I mean, if you're going to adapt for the sake of adapting, I mean, this guy's just feeding hard at this point. If you're going to adapt for the sake of adapting, just so you know, I guess I'd say go for a Junker Queen. Switch to Junker Queen. It's very easy to deal with ball as Junker Queen.
What, because of
your knife is really good at displacing him when he tries to leave. Basically what it is the bleed is really good at kind of like pushing him away because he is worried about taking too much damage. So the bleed is like stopping his it's also stopping him from getting value from his like fusion shield generator thing, because when you're doing all that damage, or you're pulling him in and axing him, and he's taking a lot of bleed damage, he's gonna leave, and she's good at displacing him and stuff like that. And usually when you play ball, you don't play Kiriko, so you can get value off her ultimate. Why did you choose that? He almost died. There's no way. If he died to that, I'd be laughing hard.
Who almost died?
Parker almost slid into one of these. He almost slid into 2.
Oh, that happens.
This guy's just like full on feeding.
This ends now.
How does he die?
He hits his E into them.
This ends now.
Oh yeah, well I don't know what the heck that was. I would just play as far away as possible. I mean, they have nothing to do. Like, look at what they have. They have nothing to do with you. You're doing the same damage from this range. She has no damage fall off. Imagine a Zen trying to kill you from up here or over here. Like, there's nothing he can do. If you do that, I mean, I know you had ultimate, but I'd probably say just kind of try to get value off of this first before you use your ult. Maybe you can ult the ball when he pile drives into you and kill him. I don't know. You don't get value. Yeah, good try. Try at least for the res.
Justice reigns from above.
Good ult.
Damn. Disrupting.
Damn, come on. How did she die? That's a weird way to die. Nobody's helping her?
I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, we gotta do that. That has to be dealt with. I mean, if it's this like the whole team should be going back and helping her right now. Like this is I don't know if she's not calling it or if nobody's listening. I mean I've seen a track record of this happening. It looks like people aren't listening or someone or at least one person's not listening or the whole team isn't listening. But like this is simple stuff. Like she's just all the way back here. Like Parker or Murph needs to be in an area to where she can, you know, get like fly to them and fly away from this. That's crazy that she dies.
Present for ya.
I mean, you're doing your best. To be honest, I haven't looked at you in a second, but I mean, looking at overhead, like you're doing your best to deal with this. I mean, it's not really Sigma's not really the best into this comp, so. I'd say this last minute isn't worth fighting. Do you have another map, or do you want? Or are we good?
Yeah, I'll give you another one.
Okay, we'll do another one.
Oh, fuck, I closed. Oh wait, we have.
We have what?
Posted. Somebody posted bot codes.
Okay. All right, this. 2 hours ago, King's Row. Okay. Oh, hold on.
Now entering King's Row. Ready for battle.
What are you looking at?
Hold on. Take like give me like 2 minutes. The tier director is messaging me about like SR accounts and stuff
Oh, that's
for the thing.
You're good. What for Trank?
Yeah, for Trank. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing our. What are you, Transcendence?
No, I'm in Discord. I'm in your tier.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm Diamond 3. I'm not super.
Oh, I'm actually higher SR than you.
Yeah, yeah. I was so I've kind of like I'm definitely a little washed. I'm not as good as I was in Overwatch. I was like 38 in Overwatch 1. Kind of stayed around there.
Yeah.
But I don't really play that much comp. Don't intend to play a lot of comp at all in this game. I really like just coaching and scrimming. It's very fun. Playing comp is not fun.
It can be. I enjoy it sometimes.
I mean, it's fun when you kind of play with a group of friends, but it's definitely gotten really stale. I mean, I've been playing the game. I don't know how long you've been playing the game for.
I've been playing since 2016.
Yeah, so have I. So I mean, you're 16, right? You said.
Yeah, I'm 16.
So that was when did that come out?
Like
when
I
was
was
that?
12, I think. 12.
12. Yeah, I was out. You know, wait, there's no way you were 12 because I was 14 when it came out. What year were you born?
I'm 06.
You were. Is it? Are you really? Were you 12? How old was I then? What? Am I not doing good math right now?
Years ago,
10.
I would have been 8.
You would have been 8 when it came out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm that fucking old.
I've been playing since. Yeah, I've been playing since.
You've been playing since you're 8 years old. That's like crazy to think about.
Yeah, I'm double the age now.
Yeah, I've been playing. So it's been 8 years. Wow. I've been playing since. It's been.
I
8
might
years.
have started early 2017.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
been
20,
years.
so it's been some time. I was 14, I think, when the game came out. Yeah, and I played on Xbox for.
Yep, I played Xbox.
I played on Xbox. I played on Xbox for way longer than I played on PC. I started playing PC freshman year of college, so 18.
Yeah, I was.
But for the first 4 years, I played on Xbox. I was GM on Xbox, so top 500.
I was Diamond on Xbox.
Yeah.
I
I have a screenshot. I was at one point the number 2 Roadhog on Xbox. At one point, I have a screenshot to prove it. But
It wasn't that good.
I was a Hog Ryan 2 trick on Xbox.
I played only Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan was so fun, and that was like the peak of the game. Like playing with like all my high school friends at the time, like playing every day after school. It was just like stacking comp. It was so fun.
I played by myself. Like really, I played a bunch of Siege.
Is this the same team?
Well. Yeah.
It looks like they have like an entire different group.
They changed not ringers, but they had like subs. And
What
stuff.
map is this? Is this the second map?
2,
Oh, this is a second.
1.
Yeah.
Attackers
Okay, so they're coming out with the sim
Defend
with
objective
Monkey on
A.
second map. Okay, they're
Yeah,
bold.
I think they've realized we were worse, so they were just, I don't know, making it fair or whatever you want to call it.
And I'm not really into the as a GM and as a player, I'm really not into fairness, to be honest. Like I always kind of like I'm not like a rule like asshole. I don't do that, but like for like ringers and stuff, like I'll deny the first ringer because most of the time ringers are Smurfs. So that's why you always deny the first ringer, because all the time if you look in the disciplinary actions of the Trank Discord, it's all about ringers that were like not eligible for SR because they're kind of like, all right, just get this guy. I haven't played an account because we're desperate.
Clear out.
All right, well, let's talk about what happened. I'm getting off track here. So as soon as you see the monkey go in, I would immediately run into their backline. I mean, the Reaper has to play closer to you.
Defend objective
You guys have to play on the same side. So I would probably have Reaper start out right here. And what that does is it allows him to follow you on whichever rush you want to go into. So if the monkey jumps up here, right, and they go this way, Reaper, you can go this way, or they go this way, Reaper, you can go this way, and he's gonna have to just walk back. Like you can go right into this sim and destroy her. So what happens is the monkey jumps. I mean, what happens is he takes a lot of damage. This is exactly what happens, and this is all the time with your guys' DPS, where they're playing in a position to where they're kind of, it's detrimental to the team where they have to use abilities and stuff like that to compensate. He's playing right here. He just gets immediately destroyed and has to wraith out. And Murph also uses Suzu. Like Murph, you need to be more aware because he's invincible right now. You don't need to use your invincible ability. So now Suzu's gone. Now Wraith is gone. Now, I mean, you still have to go in on this. So I would say have everyone come up and Lucio speed you guys into them and just go into these guys. Like, don't give them the light of day if the monkey's trying to go around like that. I think you kind of have the right idea. But just like ignore the monkey. Just go right into their backline. You know what I mean?
Clear out.
Yeah.
Like, don't even wait. You got another message from him. What did he say? Oh, we're locked in. Cool.
I was gonna try to push mass.
Objective lost.
What?
I was gonna try to
Stop
push
the
masters
payload.
before locking, but it's not happening.
Oh,
Like,
you
I'm a
can't play
game-
comp right now.
Yeah. Well, after lock-in, I mean, like, as soon as we're locked in. Like, I'm a game off. Or if I get a double rank.
Hold on, I'm just talking to this guy.
You're good.
I wanted to know if the average SR goes up after lock-in because we're teetering close to the average SR. The average SR needs to be no lower than Diamond 3, like Diamond 3 or below. We have a few Diamond 2s. So if someone grinds to Masters, that might, if the lock-in period, if the average SR doesn't count, or it does count, and someone gets to Masters, then we might be ineligible because the average SR goes up too high.
I'm fine because we have Foxer who's like flat 3 and Murph who's like.
Yeah, we have like, I think we have like 3 diamonds or 4 diamonds. And one of them's not diamond on a different roll, so it doesn't like, it counts as diamond, which is annoying. So right here, like, I'd like to see you get really aggressive on this guy. Like, watch what happens. Look at this sim. I want you to just destroy this guy's future. Like, demolish him. Goodbye. See you, sayonara. You're not living anymore. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. We're back here. Here we are. Oh, wait, we're too far. Did you guys win that fight, maybe?
I don't know.
Objective
Where am I?
I think we were at the right time. But
Maybe it's right here. Oh, it's right, definitely right here. Yeah.
I missed him.
So like, what abilities do you have? Yeah, I would
have-
just immediately try to javelin him into the corner or into that room and just destroy his face. You see how he walks back in again? You see how you kind of just do this? Like I would go right into that man. And you give him the ability to get his TP back and TP out. So don't kind of wait, don't play reactionary most of the time and wait for them to do something. You know, if you see an opportunity, take advantage of it right away. Good job helping him. You guys should kite this though. Try to get out. Yep. Good job.
I think it hit something. Or no,
You guys should immediately go back in and rush your get a rush of your own. Going.
Yeah, I don't think we use counterplay right either. Like, we
This
just kind of
ends
sit there.
now.
Ah, you don't need to use Suzu there, Murph. Yeah, you see how you die? This guy has 600 health and is fortified. He's not gonna die. You guys definitely had the ability to win that. Oh, you used another ult. Oh boy.
I didn't even get it, I think.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's the regular kind of like plat diamond scrim where or like not scrim but like it's where you guys are mostly plat and diamond teams are their own worst enemies, where they're making too many mistakes to kind of like even be competitive. Like you guys are all the fights you're using are because it comes to a mistake that you guys did. It's never you guys are ever getting out mechanicked. It's always you guys make a mistake and mess up from it.
Parker be on the
Ramatra?
high ground to the right over the mini, or like you ended up there.
What?
Should our DPS be like, or
Right
Parker
here?
should like? No,
Yeah. I'd say Parker should be up here. Because what happens is he's gonna have to he plays in this position right here. There's two outcomes that's gonna happen. One, this guy doesn't jump him, and he just gets infinite value off of being up here. Two, the monkey jumps, and then Parker immediately drops, and now if the monkey drops, he's dead, and now the monkey's in a weird place, and now he's not ready for a dive for his team. So now there's a like 5 or 6 second window to where you guys have the advantage in this fight from just poke.
Yeah.
So I would say I would probably have Fox play right here because he can easily run away if someone jumps him. And I would have Parker play up here because you can easily just slide away if Monkey jumps him. And I'd have I want you to get up here and just bully these supports. Just get up on Cart and just like right here at this corner and just bully the supports. Like don't even let him get in anywhere, because what's going to happen is if the monkey jumps, you just have to trust that your backline can deal with it, because they don't have any dive characters to help him. They have Sojourn and Symmetra. So you can the monkey won't kill anybody. So you just have to kind of trust your backline and just run into their supports and make it harder for them. It's kind of like that dynamic where you need to be doing two things at once in this scenario.
So I need to.
I mean, Sim just
take advantage of
absolutely
the
feeds right now. And Fox runs away into him for some reason. Sorry, what was your question?
So I need to like work on taking advantage of the space they give me.
Yes, absolutely. And just notice like the I know it's difficult to master, but something that I always think about is like I look at what they're playing and like how I want to play around it. So if I see a monkey, I'm like, okay, they're playing monkey. They don't have any dive characters. I want to wait for him to go in, and then I'm going to have my supports deal with that, and I'm going to go get aggressive on them. Or say if they're playing Rhine with Rush, right, and you're playing Ramatra. So now you're saying, okay, I want to play a little bit farther back, so they have to use more resources to get to me, and then I can have an even fight against that Rush. If you play, like if they're playing Rhine and they're up here, if you guys are playing all the way back there, most of the time, Lucio's going to want to speed them in, and then you can kind of kite back, and now you have the DPS up here, shooting their backline, and you're continue to kite, and then you Nemesis form into Rhine, and he's dead. So it's a lot of different, like, what am I looking at? Like, what kind of comp are they playing, and how can I best play, my game? How can I play my game to the best of my ability against them? And it's just kind of a lot of adaptations of how you play. Because, like, playing Ramatra against Monkey is different from playing Ramatra against Ramatra. It's just a
Yeah.
completely different game. Oh, he should have died. Okay, good. Now where is Parker that he dies right now?
Payload is a
Not so fast.
What?
Clear out.
Okay, the slide. Okay. Just work on the momentum of where your slide goes. I'm not gonna blame you for that.
the payload is approaching its destination.
Coming through.
This ends now.
I need
It's a weird glitch. So I think you guys are playing the right comp. You're just not playing it
Score
the best.
0
You know what I mean?
to
Like
3.
the best way to deal with that.
Switching sides.
So
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
okay. Grind sim now. Okay, so now this comp plays completely differently, where they're kind of they're playing fast and allowing the sim to charge your beam up in your face. Why is RJ getting online? What is he doing? Why is he playing?
That like one of your teammates.
Yeah, he shouldn't be playing comp right now. I didn't give the AOK. We'll see if he's playing comp.
5.
Oh, are you like the general manager?
I'm the general manager, yeah.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Uh-oh. Oh, Murph, come on.
TP. Sorry, and it sounds mean, but I'm
Defend
confused.
objective A.
Yeah. Why didn't you immediately TP to him when you felt that you were taking damage from him? Like, you should immediately TP to one of these two people. Yeah, you tried to Suzu yourself. Just use the TP. You don't need to Suzu. You just TP. Get out of there. This Ryan is killable. Wow, okay. Comp check.
I don't know how we didn't kill anything.
Oh, come on. You see what happens here as well, where you walk in. Also, I'd probably have you place your shield over here, because no one's even here, right? So you're not getting any poke from here. I'd probably place it right here, just a little bit better. Fox takes half damage and immediately race. I don't know. I don't like that, because then you can't get aggressive on them. Again, he can't really get aggressive on them because he doesn't know. I mean, he doesn't know. He doesn't have that ability to like escape if he gets aggressive. So now he has to play. He's still playing aggressive, anyways. TP's away. Be careful when you use your Nemesis form, like we talked about. Make sure you're not using it too early. Oh, Parker, come on. We gotta notice this. We can't waste res. We gotta be more aware. Oh, Parker. Oh my god. This is hard to watch sometimes. Why do I have 7 messages from this guy?
Not letting you alone. That was a terrible ultimate if you're watching. That was horrid. But
let's see again.
no, it was terrible.
All right, we had to see.
Rough.
We have to see, and I also want to see where what you're looking at. I like that. I like that aggressive from you. Yeah, definitely. Because you kind of just used it instinctively because you saw support instead of realizing like what abilities do they have, how do they get away from it, stuff like that. Like I would have waited till you got to point, because then what that does is it at least guarantees probably a tick and a half, 2 ticks, because they can't stand on point. Now it's over, and they can easily get a yeah, now they rush in.
This ends now.
There's a shit ton of ults. I would say this is that's a good one from you, Murph. Yeah.
I need the block.
Yeah, that ult is an instant fight win in most cases. Like in most cases, 9 out of 10 cases, that ult's instant fight win. So it's the similar thing to Rush. For not getting value out of those 2 extremely powerful ultimates, then that's 2 fight wins that we're not 2 instant white fight wins that we're not getting, that we're not utilizing.
We are falling apart. Not so fast.
Yeah, another early usage of the Nemesis form, because you could have Nemesis right now, and they just kind of overult. Yeah. I think you guys are still getting cute with the rotations. Let's go over this fight again. I think you guys are forcing this rotation. Like, I don't think this was needed. I think they gave you enough space, so you didn't need that. And now they TP into you, and you're not ready. They just kind of run in. Yeah.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh, come on. We can't be doing this, guys. This is like every fight. This is every fight that we're using these abilities early. Like, you don't need to Wraith there, and you don't need to do that. Like, what is she seeing here?
Good to see you.
Hello.
I'm with you.
I mean, it does look like the Rhine's coming in, so I'll give you that. What I will say is that you need to trust this guy to Wraith. Like, you need to know that he has Wraith and don't use it. Like, you need to be it's called discipline, where you kind of trust your teammates and you trust your instincts that this guy has an ability to keep himself alive. So I don't need to use it right now. I don't need to do that, because I think it was probably 3 fights of this attack that you used Suzu on a Wraithing Reaper because he took too much damage. And now you're down that ability for the next 12 seconds.
This ends now.
30 seconds remaining.
Could we have rotated through hotel?
I don't. Hold on. Why is? I don't know. I feel like Boop is not talking. Like, she can definitely see her. No.
30 seconds.
She's pinging her though. I don't know. Like, there's no reason that she should die. And I'm sorry. I know this is your VOD, but like, this is helpful for you. I feel like, but like this is just so weird to me. Like, there's no reason that she should die. 0. Like everyone just leaves her,
Cybernetics.
and then he dies. I mean, there's not even a chance to rotate. In my opinion, like you don't even have the chance to rotate. So I mean, like Edge needs to trust his backline and his like to be able to take space, but we can't trust that this backline that's dying in the backline to Symmetras and using Suzu and Wraith form before the fight even starts, and separating themselves so much that they have to use abilities to reconnect. I mean, we need to work to play disciplined and play better. But like when I see this, I mean, I see all this stuff that's happening to players, of your guys' rank, which is like, diamond and plat. I mean, this is really, really, really undisciplined gameplay, and it's going to get like, I guess on my perspective, like if I was going to give you my perspective, if I was playing you, which probably will happen, we probably will play each other at one point in the match. Like I will capitalize on every single thing that you guys are doing, and you won't take a point. Like I'm just being honest because of all the mistakes that the backline is making, and we need to help Edge, because he doesn't even have a chance to like do anything because people are using abilities so quickly like this, and it comes to the point where, I mean, we're using Valk to contest because we haven't even gone past this choke in the past 2 minutes because of poor ability management. I mean, Murph's dying again. Yeah. And I mean, I know I sound like an asshole, and I mean, I do sound like one, so I will say I'm sorry for that, but I feel like I just have to be like honest and forthcoming with that. So I mean, this is for everybody that's watching this. I mean, you guys just kind of have to like, for lack of a better like word, just like step it up, and start playing smarter, and start playing, more aware of your surroundings, so we're not like dying to Reinhardt's in the backline when we have like invincibility abilities and stuff like that. So I think overall that attack, it's hard to VOD because you guys were kind of like forcing rotations, and it wasn't really like anything worth kind of like looking at, because it was just kind of like a lot of easily looked at mistakes that can be implemented, that can be like erased in the next map of that. So I'm not going to spend too much on that, but I think you had some good aggression in most of your fights. I think you need to work on using Nemesis form way later than you should. You should definitely use it earlier, but not like earlier to where you're kind of like, it's just like if I was to go back and show you, like earlier, there's two like kinds of earlier. Where you like, say the enemy team's right here and you're right here. This is early. This is one early. And then a good early would be where you guys are right here together and you use it like right away. That's a good early. A bad early is when you use it right here and you have to use 2 seconds of it to kind of compensate by running at them. So you want to make sure you get the most value out of it, all 8 seconds, because it's so good, right? So I think the team around you has a lot more to work on than you do, but that doesn't excuse the mistakes that you're making, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the times that you're not getting value off of these fights are due to something that's out of your control. So I think something that you can do about that is kind of just like, if you notice that happening, just kind of like call that out. Like, don't call them out and like, insult them, obviously, but just say like, hey Murph, I noticed that you used Suzu really early in that fight. Like, let's try to be a little bit more disciplined about that, so I can, get a little bit more aggressive and I don't have to worry about not having it. Or, with Foxheart, I see you're taking a little bit too much poke damage at the beginning of the fight, and they're forcing Wraith on you. Try to stay behind me for a little bit, so I can kind of block that damage for you, so you don't have to do that. Or, Boop, I noticed you're dying in the back line when you kind of disconnect from us. Like, if that's on us, like if we're not hearing you, you got to let us know. Or if you're not talking about it, you have to say that to us. So it has to kind of like, you guys have to kind of mesh that together and start playing as a team. Because you guys are playing, you're playing with 5 people together, but you're not kind of like playing off each other. You're kind of just like walking in, doing this, doing that. So I think something that you can do is definitely, start noticing that more and just start like calling it out and saying like, let's try to fix this. Why does he keep doing that?
That's
Something
what I
that,
was wondering. I keep
yeah, he
looking.
keeps going offline and online.
Look at it.
He just, yeah, what is he doing? What is happening right now? What is he doing? Let's find out. The moment of truth. But I mean, I think you get the gist of it. I mean, I'm not gonna like keep saying it. I think you get the gist of it. I mean, is there any questions that you have regarding that? Like if I didn't explain something good enough?
I'm trying to. What is a good rotation and why do you rotate? Like, I have a bunch of basic questions, but like,
I mean, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. So why do we rotate? We rotate in response to the enemy team, the way they're playing, to give us an advantage. So like, say they're playing Rhine, but they're not playing Sim. So if they're playing Rhine and Sim, a rotation to the high ground up here might not be good because they're playing Rhine and Sim. They're playing, they can easily just TP on them. But like a rotation that, how do we get the best value out of this? A simple would probably just be to go up here and just kind of like play here. We can kind of get a little bit of poke going, maybe force out, Suzu from them, and then we can kind of get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe try to, kill this Sim because she's playing super far. But like a rotation, moving just to move is good in some cases. But I mean, if you're giving them the benefit from doing that, like say you going this way many times. I mean, you did this 3 times in a row, and 3 times in a row they TP'd up here and beat you. So
Well,
is that you think that's a good rotation?
probably not against the Sim. But
Yeah.
like, if they were just running the Rhine without the Sim, would that be decent?
That
Like,
would be
getting
decent.
Lard?
That would absolutely be decent because you are playing to set up. Like you can even do this where you kind of you do that to set up your sojourn up here, and then you can go up here. Maybe you can drop off here, right? Maybe you
that's
can.
what I was thinking. Whenever I was thinking about it, like making the plan, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Think about the Sim TP.
So a rotation is basically altering your game plan to account for what the enemy team is doing. Basically, that can give you an advantage. So moving around, going a different way just to go a different way, most of the time isn't good, in my opinion. Just because, I mean, unless it's it's in different circumstances. Like if you're playing against, like it's in different like if there's 2 kind of rotations that kind of do the same thing. Like if I'm thinking about a map in particular, like if I'm thinking about like Ilios, well, like going left and right is the same thing basically, but it doesn't diminish anything. It doesn't change anything. You're just kind of going a different way. But going up to high ground creates a completely different dynamic for the team.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different way you have to play. So it's kind of like if I know I'm not very good at explaining things, but it's like you're kind of a good rotation is moving into a different spot to kind of capitalize off of your strengths and their weaknesses, basically. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult to, in a lot of cases, it's difficult to kind of like see that. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to know what the perfect rotation is. A lot of times, the perfect rotation won't even work out. Like the good rotation for your team won't even work out. It's very hit or miss. I mean, but it's kind of just like changing up way you play to give you an advantage in the long run. So, yeah. Was that good?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to know about? Any secrets?
No, that's should be good for now.
Okay. So I will upload this to YouTube, and I'm always available most nights. Just let me know, and we can get together after scrim.
I like
and
doing right after scrims.
yeah. Okay.
Usually.
So yeah, let me know.
Wait, do you mind like giving me a message and like pinning it in our DMs to like tell me what I need to work on?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
I will do that. I'll give you. I'll make like a bulleted list and let you know. And for specifically for other characters, I will do that as well. Just so you can kind of like relay that information to them as well, like during a match. So like Murph particular, like you can realize to say like, oh, Murph, maybe you shouldn't have used Suzu there or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will get that up. I will get this uploaded. I'll send the link to Murph, and then I will make that as well for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good night, my friend.
You too.